Okay, what if you could wear a piece of Formula One on your wrist? I mean, not just like fan merch, but something truly engineered with that same spirit, capturing the essence of speed and precision. You brought us some really fascinating stuff on a watch that's making waves, definitely buzzing in the motorsport world. So our mission today is to take a deep dive, unpack every important detail about this piece. We're talking about the Tudor Black Bay Chronograph Carbon 25.
Yeah, and what's really captivating about this deep dive, I think, is how it connects us not just to, well, the world of watches, horology,
Yeah.
but directly into that high-octane F1 world. It's more than just a watch, isn't it? It feels like a statement, a real homage, and honestly a bit of a technical marvel. It brings that racing pulse right here.
Indeed. And the source material makes it clear straight away, this watch is a big move for Tudor, solidifying their ties to F1 and specifically the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls team.
Yep.
So it's not just inspired by racing, right? It feels more like it's part of the team itself, an extension of that pit lane energy you can actually wear. What does that deeper connection really signal for Tudor strategically?
Well, I think it signals a very deliberate, very strategic move. This isn't just, slapping a logo on something. It's embedding the brand right into the F1 narrative. And for the team, the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, having a watch that mirrors their whole performance ethos on the track, it adds another layer to their identity. And for Tudor, it positions the Black Bay line, which, let's face it, already has this strong tool watch background squarely in that high-performance cutting-edge world. Motorsport, it really speaks to a shared commitment, precision, innovation, pushing boundaries, all that.
Pushing boundaries definitely brings us to the materials. You think F1, you think carbon fiber. The deep dive really emphasizes this. Can you maybe elaborate a bit on why carbon fiber is such a natural fit, such a crucial choice for motorsport, and how Tudor's translated that into this watch?
Absolutely. Carbon fiber is, well, it's the material in motorsport, mainly because of its incredible strength-to-weight ratio. Race cars need it to be super rigid, resilient against huge forces, but also incredibly light. You need that for speed, for agility. So connecting this to the watch, the choice of carbon fiber isn't just for looks, it's a direct echo of F1 engineering. And Tudor hasn't just, put a bit on the bezel or something. They've committed. The entire case is carbon fiber. That brings that lightweight, high-performance feel right to your wrist, a real tactile connection to the sport. And it's interesting how they've used its unique look, that texture, in the design, too. Makes it visually quite different from steel or titanium.
Right, that full commitment. And it goes beyond just the case, doesn't it? The sources mention it's used for the chronograph subdials, too. And even, quite cleverly, these unique carbon end links for the strap. So it's not just using the material, it's weaving it into the watch's whole identity.
Exactly. That consistency case, subdials, those end links, it shows a really holistic design approach. The end links especially are a subtle touch, but quite sophisticated. They bridge that gap, strap to case, visually seamless, reinforces that integrated high-tech look. It shows Tudor's really thought about how every single part contributes to that motorsport story. Nothing feels tacked on.
And then there's the look, the visual storytelling, that stark white dial, the blue details. It's not just a nice color combo, it's like a wearable livery, isn't it? How well does that aesthetic really connected to the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls team for this season?
Oh, remarkably well. The white and blue, I mean, those are instantly recognizable as the team's colors for the season if you follow F1. By putting that livery right onto the dial, Tudor's created this powerful visual link. It's not just a pretty face, like you said. It's an identity statement. It lets you feel that connection to the team, to the race, even when you're nowhere near a track. It kind of evokes the clean lines, the precision of an F1 car, but, on your wrist.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit from the visual to the tangible. Get into some of the engineering quick facts behind this piece, starting with size. 42 millimeters by 14.3 millimeters thick. For someone who knows watches, what do these numbers tell us about how it actually feels and wears, especially for a chronograph?
Yeah, good question. For a chrono, 42 millimeter by 14.3 millimeter, it indicates a watch with a definite modern presence. Confident, but not, ridiculously oversized or clunky. 42 millimeters gives you good dial space, which is key for legibility on a sports watch, but it should still fit a good range of wrists comfortably. The 14.3 millimeter thickness, that's pretty typical for a robust chronograph movement, especially one with a column wheel like this, built for performance, durability. But, and this is important, remember the case is carbon fiber, so it's going to wear much lighter than a steel watch that size. That really helps with comfort over long periods.
A bit like an F1 driver benefiting from a lightweight chassis, right?
Right, that lightness is key. Going back to that carbon case, beyond just the weight, what else does it bring to the table? Everyday durability. And how do those details, like the black crown and pushers, add to that technical look? Well, the carbon fiber isn't just light, it's also really durable. Pretty scratch resistant too, which is great for an active lifestyle. The material itself, that layered structure, gives it a unique look and it's highly resistant to stuff like corrosion, temperature changes. And those black PVD-coated crown and pushers, they're crucial for maintaining that sleek, almost stealthy technical vibe. Instead of shiny steel bits, these black elements just blend in. It makes the whole thing feel cohesive, understatedly high performance, like an F1 machine. Purpose-driven.
And protecting that dial sapphire crystal. Standard for luxury watches, sure, but is there anything specific about its use here, given the whole motorsport thing?
Well, yes, sapphire is the standard for scratch resistance, which is obviously good. But here, on a motorsport watch, it really highlights the need for enduring clarity. Legibility. You imagine the fast-paced, high-impact world of F1? You need a perfectly clear view of the dial, always. You can probably assume it has good anti-reflective coating too, to cut down glare, bright sunlight on track day just ensures you can always read the time, read the chrono instantly. It reinforces that it's a functional tool despite the cool design.
Okay, here's something watch fans often debate. The solid case back. This one has an F1 car decoration. In an age where lots of people want to see the movement through a display back, what's the thinking behind this sort of hidden homage?
That's a really sharp point, and I think it says a lot about Tudor's focus for this specific watch. Going with a solid case back, engraving it with the F1 car, it reinforces the watch's identity as a tool first. A celebration of its heritage, yes, but primarily a tool. The movement inside is great, no doubt, but maybe it's not meant to be the visual star here. Instead, that engraving is more of a personal thing for the owner, a private connection to the sport, like a little nod to the enthusiast, a constant reminder, even if hidden, of the watch's racing DNA. It prioritizes the story, the robustness, over showing off the mechanics.
And speaking of robust, despite the F1 focus, it's got 200 meters of water resistance. What does that actually mean for versatility? Can you really take it anywhere?
200 meters is significant. It means this watch is definitely not just for show. It's genuinely tough, versatile. It can handle everyday stuff like showers, swimming, even some light recreational diving. No problem. For a chronograph that's all about a physically demanding sport, that level of water resistance isn't just nice to have, it's kind of expected. It proves its go-anywhere, do-anything capability, assures you that its high-performance nature isn't just skin-deep, it's a dependable partner.
Let's look closer at the dial itself, the VCARB white and blue. You mentioned the carbon subdials, but the source also points out a carbon fiber date frame. That level of material consistency really pulls the whole look together, doesn't it?
It really does. Using carbon fiber consistently across the subdials and the date frame creates this powerful visual harmony. It's more than just picking a material, it becomes a design language for the watch. Repeating that high-tech, lightweight material just reinforces the performance identity. Makes sure every little detail adds to that F1 theme. It's subtle, maybe, but very sophisticated. Integrates the core material without it feeling, overdone.
And for legibility, which is crucial in a sports watch. Black outlined markers and hams with Superluminova SLN. How vital is that for actual real-world use, say, at a race?
Oh, absolutely vital. The black outlines give you superb contrast against that white dial. Makes it instantly readable in bright daylight, perfect for a sunny race day. Then the Superluminova kicks in when the light drops, gives you clear, long-lasting lume for low light, dusk, maybe even night races. This kind of dual approach ensures you can always see the time, and maybe more importantly, the chronograph readings, no matter the conditions. It's just fundamental for any serious tool watch, especially one tied to precision timing in motorsport.
Okay, now here's the part I find really interesting. That hybrid leather rubber strap with a pin buckle. Sounds super practical for a sporty watch, right? But those carbon end links, that's a detail you might miss, but seems to make it feel like a complete package. What's so compelling there?
Yeah, that hybrid strap is a really smart blend of form and function. You get the leather on top, which gives it that classic, maybe slightly more sophisticated look. But underneath, against your skin, it's rubber. That means comfort, sweat resistance, durability, exactly what you want if you're active or spending a day at the track. Best of both worlds, really. And those carbon end links you mentioned. Yeah, they are a brilliant touch. They don't just plug a gap, they actually extend the look of the carbon case right into the strap. Creates this totally seamless, integrated, custom feel. That kind of attention to detail, how the watch actually wears and feels physically integrated, that's a sign of really thoughtful, performance-focused design.
We've covered the outside pretty thoroughly. Let's get into the engine, the heart of this chronograph. The source calls the movement the Caliber MT5813. Can you unpack the significance of this movement, especially its origins?
Right, the Caliber MT5813. This is definitely one of the highlights. What's really notable is its base. It's built on a Breitling B01 foundation. Now, this isn't just some generic movement they bought in. The Breitling B01 is a highly respected, integrated column wheel chronograph, known for being robust, accurate, efficient, a proper workhorse. Tudor then takes that proven base and modifies it significantly to meet their own pretty demanding in-house standards. That's how you get the MT5813. So it's this powerful mix of established Breitling performance plus Tudor's own meticulous finishing and tuning, gives it both reliability and real horological credibility. And it's automatic winding, of course, so it powers itself as you wear it. Convenience factor.
So using that Breitling B01 base, then tuning it to Tudor specs, that really cements its position as a serious high-performance chrono, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It immediately lifts the watch. It's not just a cool design. It's got serious watchmaking chops inside. The B01 is famous for reliability, precision, exactly what you want in motorsport timing. By using and enhancing that base, Tudor's signaling that the performance inside is just as carefully engineered as the carbon outside. It delivers precision, durability, totally aligns with the demands of an F1-inspired watch.
The movement's frequency is listed as 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 hertz.
Yeah.
For our audience who are pretty knowledgeable, what does that beat rate mean practically for accuracy, for using the chronograph?
Yeah, 28,800 VPH, or 4 hertz. That's a well-regarded frequency in the watch world. Very common for performance movements. Practically for a chronograph, it means the timing is very precise. It can measure down to 1/18 of a second. That higher beat rate helps with overall accuracy too, because the balance wheel is oscillating faster, dividing time into smaller, more consistent bits. And visually, it means a smoother sweep for the chronograph's seconds hand. It's subtle, maybe, but it looks nice and reinforces that feeling of precision engineering.
And a 70-hour power reserve? That's quite generous. Nearly 3 days. What's the real-world benefit of having that much power reserve, especially if you don't wear it every single day?
Oh, a 70-hour power reserve is a huge practical plus. It basically means you can take the watch off Friday night, put it back on Monday morning, and it'll still be running accurately. No need to rewind it or reset the time. So if you like to rotate your watches or just don't wear the same one constantly, this weekend-proof power reserve is just really convenient, makes life easier. It shows Tudor's thinking not just about peak performance, but also about everyday usability, wear comfort. And this raises an interesting point. How does a movement like this, the MT5813, with its performance and that power reserve, position Tudor against competitors? It says a lot about their focus on value and capability.
Okay, so we've got the racing heart, the precision engineering, the strong engine inside. Let's talk exclusivity, because this isn't just a standard model. It's limited to 2,025 pieces. 2025. I wonder if that number means anything. The year, maybe? Or looking ahead in F1?
That's a good spot on the number 2025. With limited editions, the number often does have some meaning. Could be the release year, an anniversary, or, like you said, maybe a nod to the sport's future somehow. But in the watch world, limited edition is more than just rarity. It creates this sense of desire, urgency even. For collectors, for enthusiasts, it gives owners that feeling of being part of a small group. And yeah, it can potentially boost the watch's value down the line in the secondary market. It's a big psychological factor for watch lovers.
And for this exclusive, highly engineered motorsport piece, carbon fiber high-spec movement, the price is EUR 7,400.
Yeah.
How does that price tag sort of stack up, consider everything that's gone into its place in the market?
Well, EUR 7,400 definitely puts it in the premium category, no question. But it reflects a combination of things, right? The advanced materials, that carbon fiber case isn't simple to make, the detailing. Then there's the high-performance movement, the MT5813 with its Breitling roots, the strong, official F1 connection with the team, and of course the fact that it's strictly limited, only 2,025 available worldwide. So when you factor in the materials science, the watchmaking pedigree, the F1 theme, the rarity, it actually presents a pretty compelling package in that specific niche of high-performance motorsport chronographs.
Right. So bringing it all together, what does this all mean for you, our listener, the learner? We've really dug into a watch that's, well, it's way more than just a time teller. It feels like a testament to engineering, a clear nod to racing heritage, and just a meticulously made object embodying that whole spirit of speed and precision.
Absolutely. I think what Tudor's done here is really successfully fuse those high-performance materials, that racing spirit, into something genuinely wearable and frankly exceptional. It's not just about checking the time. It's about having that tangible link to the world of Formula One right there on your wrist, carrying a bit of that adrenaline, that precision with you.
What a fascinating deep dive this has been. We've really unpacked the Tudor Black Bay Chronograph Carbon 25, from its direct F1 links, the extensive use of carbon fiber, that precise MT58 routine movement, and its limited exclusive nature.
Yeah, this deep dive really shows how a brand like Tudor can tell a complex story through materials, design, and watchmaking skill. And maybe it leaves us with a thought to ponder. Beyond just telling time, how does a watch like this manage to capture the actual essence of a sport like F1? How does it invite you into that world, long after the race is over and the engines are quiet?
That's a great question to end on, something to definitely think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the extraordinary. Until next time.